Then the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fallen from heaven to the earth. To him was given the key to the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and smoke arose out of the pit like the smoke of a great furnace. So the sun and the air were darkened because of the pit, because of the smoke of the pit. Our first question is this star like we saw with the first trumpet and second, where it was a star that, or something that fell on the earth and killed a third of the grass. And then they had the giant mountain thrown into the sea. Now, is this a celestial body like that? Or is this something different?
It could be like a meteor or something, but could be.
Well, we know.
I think
Hers.
it says right there, it said, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. So to me,
My thunder.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is definitely not a heavenly material object. This is a demon. And most people believe that this is Satan. You see, Satan was kicked out of heaven, but still had access to accuse the people before God. And then, when the tribulation comes, he's totally cast out and not allowed into either the celestial heaven or the terrestrial heaven. There's three heavens. There's one above our head, there's space, and then there's God's throne. And he is thrown down to earth and not allowed back into space or God's throne. But Jesus, when he died, he took the keys of death and hell and sin. And here he's given it back to Satan for a season. And Satan opens the bottomless pit, which is the abyss. We hear a lot, if you watch it in Genesis and Deuteronomy, how the angels that sinned were cast into the bottomless pit, bound in chains. 2 Peter tells us this. Jude tells us this. That they're confined in the abyss. Now, this isn't the same as, say, what we consider hell, where people go, has two chambers, like one for the wicked dead and one for the righteous until Jesus came. But this is special punishment for the demonic dead. And a lot of the ones that were in there were those demons that fell when they went and saw the daughters of men and had children by them, and the half-breed children, because they had a dual nature, a perverted nature.
We're all about sin.
Yeah.
No good.
The flood killed the flesh, but the spirit was still like an angelic spirit. It didn't die.
That's right.
But they were all bound in the abyss. When Jesus confronted the demonic that was living in the tombs and all, they asked him, Jesus, what have we to do with you? Don't send us to the abyss. So they knew that that's where they belonged. But here it's being opened. says, and he opened the bottomless pit, and smoke arose out of the pit like smoke of a great furnace. So the sun and the air were darkened because of the smoke of the pit. Then out of the smoke locusts came upon the earth, and to them was given power as the scorpion of the earth had power. They were commanded not to harm the grass of the earth, or any green thing, or any tree, but only those men who do not have the seal of God on their foreheads. So as these locusts come out, says they have a sting like the sting of scorpions. And that's just plumb miserable from what I've seen. I've never had one, never want one.
They hurt.
Getting stung by a scorpion definitely hurts.
And, my wife can, to this day, if she were to yell scorpion, I'd come out of a dead sleep on all fours, thrown off the covers, said, where? Because just seeing her get bit the 3 times she's been stung is enough to make me know I don't want no part of it.
Wow.
So they have the power to torment. And we'll see in a little bit that their torments for 5 months. But, most of the time when you heard of the locusts, they were there to consume all the vegetation. And it was totally horrific when they came through because they ate everything. And they ate it to the ground. Or trees to where they were just bare stubs sticking up. The last great locust plague was in 1951 in the Middle East, and they ate over 1,000 square miles of vegetation. So locusts in general were greatly feared. But these are like no locusts that have ever been before. And they were not given authority to kill them, that's mankind, but to torment them 5 months. Their torment was like the torment of a scorpion when it strikes a man. So anyone that wasn't marked, which was 144,000, and those saved through the ministry,
are going to be not going to be able to escape the wrath of God. The judgment.
Yeah. And they don't have the authority to kill, but to torment.
In other words, to be stung over. And whenever they recoup from that, over and over.
Yeah, for 5 months.
In different spots.
And worse than that, it says, in those days men will seek death and will not find it. They will desire to die, and death will flee from them. So this tells me that not only are they going to be stung,
but they're going to want to die because of
they're going to want to die, but these demon locusts are going to somehow have control over them.
Where they can't die.
They
got to stay.
They can't kill anybody. No. But the people can't die either. Or kill themselves.
Where else do we see that at? Where someone in the Bible was tormented, but he was not supposed to be killed.
Job.
God told him, Satan, you can do whatever you want to, but you can't kill him.
Can't take his life.
Can't take his life at all. He said, you do whatever you want. You take him to an inch of his life, but he will not curse him.
Make him sick.
All because God said, have you seen my servant Job?
Get bragged on.
Satan said,
That's because you keeping him under a hedge of protection there,
take
Jesus.
away his wealth and everything, and
Take
he'll
away all that
curse you.
protection, and I sure want to. Said Job's, Jesus, Satan told God that the reason why he hadn't done anything to Job was because God was protecting him.
Oh, okay.
Gave him all those riches and all the, and he told God, he said, take away all that protection, and I guarantee you I'd get him to curse you. And he didn't.
Yeah.
And he did. He gave him all the authority over him except one thing. He said he couldn't kill him.
And then
And Job never did curse him.
the devil went back, and God said, have you seen my servant Job? How he passed the test, basically. And Satan said, well, if you take away his health,
Yeah. And
he'll curse you.
So the Lord took away his health by making him have sores and boils and all that over on his body.
Yep.
And his two friends and his wife were saying, buddy, you must have done something. You must have done something.
Yeah.
So
Took away his health and his wealth, but he didn't take away that. Wow.
nope.
That's right.
Anyway, the shape of the locust was like horses prepared for battle. On their heads were crowns of something like gold, and their faces were like the faces of men. They had hair like women's hair, and their teeth were like lions' teeth.
Wow.
They had breastplates like breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was like the sound of chariots, with many horses running into battle. They had tails like scorpions, and there were stings in their tail. Their power was to hurt men 5 months.
So basically, they didn't look like the little old locust
No.
beetles.
Oh.
No.
No, these
Or big locusts.
There were some
huge.
adults.
Yeah, they were the size of
they were demons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't little insect
Horses
bugs. They were
and
Well, you could hear them coming in.
yeah, a mile away, like the stampede of a horse. Yeah.
Right.
some have said that, well, this is like a helicopter
Yeah.
or something. But no, these are demons.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And also, the bug locusts don't have a king over them. It says they had a king over them, and the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in Hebrew is Abaddon, and in Greek his name is Apollyon. And both of them mean destroyer. Can you imagine these coming and taking a city? Walls wouldn't stop them. Houses wouldn't stop them. And they just swarm through. Anybody without the mark of God on them was doomed. And isn't it
What they gonna kill them?
ironic that these are from Satan, but the only ones that were really harmed were those people who refused to worship God? So it's like the demons are hurting their own people and taking control of their own people. Of course, Satan wouldn't want the people dead because he's wanting his army.
Yeah. It's going to be as many as the sands in the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants his demonic army. And here they are. They're tormenting, torturing him.
5 months out of the year.
I couldn't understand why the minute the 5 months were out, they were alive, they wouldn't turn to God right then and there on the
Amen,
spot.
brother. I don't know if I want some more 5 months more of that.
Better when they come.
Oh, I know that's right.
You'll be with John, you
What was it, May to September? Was it the normal season that locusts might appear? But this is the torment of God. Yeah, they're out of the bottomless pit. Yes, they're demonic.
So,
But
if
they
if you ask me, looking at the evidence right here in Revelations, to me, it was Satan that was given the key to open up the bottomless pit.
Yeah.
So that those locusts could do their 5 months of torture. You know. So
During the tribulation, that's Satan's time. Satan's
Yeah.
going to empower the Antichrist.
yep.
And the Antichrist is going to come to power. I'm getting ahead of myself, but about the midpoint of the tribulation period, something's going to happen where the Antichrist looks like he's killed and comes back to life. A lot of us think that at that time, that's Satan actually possessing the body of the Antichrist. We'll get to that. But all of this, we see God pouring out His wrath. But yet the demons are still under God's control.
Yeah, absolutely.
He sets the limits of what they can and cannot do. And to me, that's pretty awesome. They can't just go and do whatever they want.
Yeah.
They can only do what God allows them to do. But for the lost, it's going to be unimaginable horror, agony, pain.
One of the things here that this mentions, Rick, and I think you'll like it, is it says, and they had a king, and they had as king over them. You know, the king that you was talking about earlier, the Hebrew is Abaddon, but the Greek is Apollyon. It says this is another indication that these creatures are not literally locusts. The Bible tells us that literal locusts have no king. The locusts have no king, yet they all advance in ranks. Proverbs chapter 30, verse 27 said, let's see, it said the locusts have no king, yet they all advance in ranks. Yet these particular locusts do have a king.
Right.
So,
And then we have to decide, is the king that they have Satan? Or is it one of Satan's generals?
well, I think it's one of Satan's high and demons.
I believe that also.
I believe so too.
But there are many out there who think that the king is Satan himself. And you could go both ways, but I believe it's one of the generals that has been locked away.
He just tapped one of his little buddies.
You know, because it says because then this leads you to say it's either Satan himself or another high-ranking leader of the demons, which I think is the high-ranking, another high-ranking under him. Yes.
Very nice.
Satan.
Word to do.
It says, one woe is past. Remember as we ended verse 8, or chapter 8,
No.
it said that, verse 8, chapter 8, verse 13 said, I looked and I heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth because of the remaining blast of the trumpet of the three angels who are about to sound.